Hello, my loves. Welcome or welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney's inner west in Sydney, Australia. And I've finished I was a bit behind. I finished all the readings for August, and I'm now getting onto the September readings, even though we're pretty late in the month. But anyway, doesn't matter. I'm catching up. So I've cycled back around to Aries, and it's we're getting there. It's now your turn for a reading. So this is a general reading for the Aries collective. So if Aries is your sun, moon, or rising, this video is for you. And it is a general reading, so just take what resonates. If any of the messages don't fit, that's fine. It's just there for someone else watching on. Today I'm using the Mystic Mondays deck, and I'll be doing a Celtic Cross just to look at your current situation, a challenge you might be facing, as well as some general advice and a potential outcome. And I say this every video. While I do look at the future and a potential outcome, it's all in your hands, right? Use your own mind, your own heart, your own intuition to make your own choices about your own life. Just use this as a chance for you to perhaps have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation. Otherwise, it's up to you. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. Make your own goddamn choices. All right, Aries. Shall we jump in? All right. Okay, so starting with the Ten of Wands. So you probably feel a bit overburdened at the moment. Like there's a lot on your shoulders that you're carrying, and you've been working very, very hard and very, very diligently. And you're probably tired, you're exhausted, but you've probably committed, and maybe you feel a bit in over your head. Whatever it is you've committed to, you're like, I'm gonna see this through to the end, and now you're like, oh my god, what did I commit to? But the good thing about the Ten of Wands is the finish line is in sight. So even though you're carrying a lot, there's a lot on your shoulders, and there's a lot you're responsible for. You're very close to finishing, whatever this is. So this is a general reading. Take it where it resonates. If it's like work, career, friends, family, pardon me, finance, career, whatever it is, you know where it applies. But yeah, just as the starting energy, you're feeling very, let's just say, overburdened. But like I said, the finish line is in sight. We'll keep pulling cards and just see what the bigger picture is. But that's where we're starting. All right, the King of Wands. So you probably went into this feeling very passionate about it. You probably had quite a great desire and enthusiasm to invest. And, you know, if this was a job or a project, when you got hired for it or when you started, the manager, the boss, the director, they saw your potential and they loved you. They were like, yes, you're the perfect fit for this situation. Let's get you on board. Let's get you up to speed. And like everything started so well. You were passionate. Everyone loved you. It was a great fit, but that's in the past. And reality has kind of struck. And, you know, you may have felt that this isn't shade. You may have felt you could have charmed your way through the situation. Charm is great. Charisma is great. Like getting people to believe in you and to be on board and to be confident in what you have to offer is great. Wonderful. But when the rubber hit the road, the hard work came in, and, you know, you quickly realized, or the people around you quickly realized, it wasn't just a matter of being confident about the situation and about having a lot of energy and enthusiasm. It was like, oh, okay, now the work begins. Now I have to really deeply draw upon my resources and skills to get through this situation. So it's kind of like there was a honeymoon period, and then reality kind of struck, and you're now in the thick of it, whatever this is. And that's okay. Let's keep going and see where this goes. All right, 5 of Pentacles upside down. So, as with a lot of things, a lot of projects, so far this kind of feels like a career reading. Doesn't have to be. Apply it where it applies. But often when things get to the tail end, that's when the pressure comes on. It's like, we're running out of budget. We're running out of time. We're running out of resources. And, I've been there. My day job outside of drag is I do graphic design. So I've very much been there, working in agencies, working on projects. You get to that crunch point, and suddenly you realize time is running out, money is running out, resources is running out. So it very much feels like you're at that point. You're very much at the crunch point. And I'll draw more cards, see where it's going, but you might be questioning, do you have the capacity to see this through? Is there enough support for you, enough resources for you to get to the finish line? So you might be just feeling a bit at this moment in time. Let's draw more cards before I start speculating and projecting. All right. Your challenge. Judgment. Okay. So when you're in the thick of things, all of us, we very much get a bit blinkered. It's like, okay, this is the task, this is what I'm doing, this is the goal, and that becomes our entire world and our entire reality for that time. Everything else sort of falls by the wayside. Again, like I said, if I go back to my own personal experiences, having worked in agencies, having been a designer, working on projects, everything else falls by the wayside. Your own health, mental health, physical health, socializing, just being an adult and doing all the adult chores and things like home life, laundry, whatever it is. You're probably feeling like your focus has become very narrow, and anything else is like you don't have the mental space for it. You're not engaging with it. You're not thinking about it. It's just, no, too much. This is what I'm focusing on. So your challenge here is to not be blinkered. Given that you're running out of time, running out of resources, running out of energy, running out of money, whatever it is, you still have the capacity to see the bigger picture, whatever that might be. It might be the bigger picture in terms of your skills, your ability, whatever the situation is. I'll just keep using the career analogy. You might see the bigger vision of the project, the company, what you're trying to achieve. And at the moment, you might be just trying to achieve one small particular thing, but it's a part of a bigger picture. Maybe the bigger picture is your long-term career goal or your long-term career aspiration. It might be that you're here doing this project for a time, at this company for a time, but you can see yourself somewhere else in 3, 5, 10 years. So the challenge is see the bigger picture about yourself, your self-worth, your ability, what you're doing, why you're doing it, but also if there are all these stressful limitations in place, be aware of how it's affecting you. And this is a challenge, don't be affected by it. If you've got people in your back being like, where is it? Why isn't it done already? Rather than taking it personally and being like, oh, I have to work harder. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, you've probably worked very hard in this situation and invested a lot. Don't take other people's stress on board. It's not about you. It's just their insecurities, their stress. It's not about you. Know your worth, know what you're trying to achieve, see the bigger picture. Okay, Princess of Wands. So, we started back here with the inverted King of Wands. So, you went into this with so much confidence, so much passion, so much drive, so much ambition. And then that went out the window as your focus narrowed and you're like, okay, we have to achieve, we have to get through it, we have to get to the other side. So you've become very very much task mode, and lost your connection to that bigger passion and purpose of why you went into this situation. And like I said here, see the bigger picture, but also the page is kind of like a leveled down version of the king. So the encouragement here is to reconnect with your passion and why you went into this, but also approach it with openness. Pages, they are the students of the tarot. They know that there's a lot that they don't know and there's a lot that they have to learn. So where the king is very fixed in their self-belief, they are like, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is what I bring to this situation. There's a lot of confidence and experience, but it's very fixed. Whereas the page is flexible. So it might be that the new energy or new passion that you bring to this situation, it'll evolve. You'll find new inspiration. So it might be that when you started this situation and project, I know I keep using the career analogy, but it might not be a career for you. Everyone's different. Maybe there's a social situation, romantic, blah, 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 blah. But it feels very career-based. So you might have gone in being very fixed, saying, this is what I'm going to achieve. But the project's gone on, things have changed, you've learned, you've evolved, and you might be like, oh, actually, I can see this going in a different direction. I can see that this would be really valuable for this project, this company, my career. Suddenly, I've learned all these new things, flexed these muscles I didn't know I had, used all these skills I didn't know I had, and I can now see a new direction for me, for the project, for the company. Be flexible. Keep the passion, keep the drive, but don't be so stuck in your own old ways, or stuck in your what am I trying to say? Yeah, just don't be stuck in the expectations that you had going into this. Be flexible, because it's going to push you in some new direction of passion and outcome and purpose. So you're learning something from this situation. And it's not a complete overhaul. It's not like a tower moment where things got demolished and you had to start over. I'm going to use a word I hate using. Again, having been in agencies and worked on projects, I'm going to use a word I absolutely hate. It's time to pivot. But sadly, no, it's not sad. It's making me sad, but it's a good thing. It's time for you to pivot. Learn something new, go in a new direction. The passion is there, the drive is there. It's time to pivot. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, the Chariot. Well, this just kind of reinforces what I've already said. So, as the king, you went in with a very clear, this is the direction, this is the passion, this is the outcome, this is where we're going. And again, reality hit, and you've had to pivot, and it's caused some delays. Not delays. So the Chariot is very much this king energy, if the king was upright, where, yeah, everything I've already said. You're going to charge ahead in the direction that you feel confident in. Well, I think your confidence has maybe been shaken a bit, and the direction that you're going in has pivoted. Ugh, that word. Pivoted. So what you're being encouraged to do in this situation is to pivot. Learn, observe, change, adapt. Again, it's not a delay. It's not a roadblock. It's not a brick wall. It's just be adaptable and learn. It's great to learn. To use another phrase I hate, we're all lifelong learners. All right, let's keep going. Okay. So, your advice is don't take any of this personally, basically. So, if you have had to question why you went into this and the vision that you had for this, and if it's changing, don't take it personally, okay? This is an amazing chance for you to learn, grow, adapt. Like I said, flex new muscles, learn new skills. Often the it is, right? Yep, the Three of Swords is often, people often attribute it to heartbreak for a romantic relationship. But it's more than that. It's when you are deeply invested in something and it doesn't turn out the way you expected, and you end up feeling, all the emotions that go with that. Regret, pain, disillusion, all of that. So whatever this is for you, don't take it personally. Like I said, it's not a roadblock. It's not a brick wall. It's not an end. It's just, if you were charging ahead in a direction that you were very passionate about, this is the universe giving you just a bit of a nudge in a different direction. What you're doing isn't wrong. What you're passionate about isn't wrong. What you're investing in isn't wrong. But it just seems that your focus and direction and maybe way of doing it is, you're being asked to do it a little differently, see things from a different perspective. And it's okay. It's just a nudge. Don't take it personally. There's going to be more cards, but I'm going to say that it's probably a good thing. It's probably teaching you a lot and helping you to grow. Just roll with it. What did I say? The universe stepping in. So, whatever this is, it's meant to happen. So if you've been doing things a certain way, for a certain vision, for a certain goal, for a certain passion, that was great for a time, but you've probably outgrown it. And the universe is here saying, all right, you've learned that lesson. You've finished that chapter. All right, we're going to put you in a different direction. It's time. It's time to leave that behind, and we're going to shift you to go this way. So I think just roll with it. Just roll with it. Yeah, so you're so I've perhaps been a bit what's the word, lackadaisical about is that the right word? Blasé. Let's go with that. I've probably been a bit blasé about this, being like, just roll with it. But yeah, this is probably causing you a little bit of distress, right? Whatever this was, whatever this was, you were very passionate about it, very invested. You put all of yourself into it, whatever this is, and it meant a lot to you. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. It's not a bad thing. But it seems there's something bigger for you to pursue. This was great for a time, but it's time to move on to something bigger and better or different. It's not a bad thing, but it is causing you to question. You're like, well, if this is what I believed in and it's not working, then what does that mean? That's legitimate. But again, I'm going to go back to being a bit blasé about this. Just roll with it. Just see where it goes. Be open. Be open. Learn. Don't hold on so tightly and fixed to your passions, desires, hopes, and visions. They can change. There's possibly something bigger and better on the other side of this. Just roll with it. All right. What am I up to? Okay. Potential outcome. Okay. So we started with the King of Wands upside down, where you started with a strong vision and a lot of passion, and then it kind of went awry. You know, maybe you were trying to sell the dream and you had people on board, and then somehow you got lost along the way. Maybe you lost sight of the vision. Maybe people stopped believing in the vision that you had. That's okay. Your vision's shifting. So the King of Cups is this wonderful balance of knowing their inner world, but then passing it through their rational mind, and then making great decisions with a good balance of heart and mind. This came in upside down. So I would possibly say for a time, you're going to be very thrown out. You know, started with passion, but this change is throwing you back into the heart space and the head space. You're probably thinking, I mean, you're having to work through this disappointment, this heartbreak. You're going to need to process that. But then if this is a work situation, there still has to be some sort of practical, rational decisions to be made. We've had two kings, so perhaps this situation, you're in a leadership position and people are looking up to you and waiting for you to guide them and direct them. You're very much in charge. Whatever the situation is, you're in charge. So, you know, we started with the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of responsibility on your back. And it seems you're being asked to move from just being charismatic and selling the dream, selling the vision, and being more in tune with your emotional space. So, okay, don't take this the wrong way. The King of Swords upside down is a wonderful salesman. I would dare say they're like a snake oil salesman. You probably got pretty far with this. It's not a bad thing, but you're being asked to go deeper. How does this, how is this actually meaningful and fulfilling to you and the people around you? Not just about does it look good, not just about will it bring success, but does it have lasting impact and value to you and the people around you? Does that make sense? I can, let's just put them up right. I can basically see here, you're being asked to go from the superficial to the substantial. And these both came in upside down. Very superficial. This, like I said, this is a bit of imbalance. So it's going to take you some time to figure this out. But at some point, you're going to move from, move from the superficial to the substantial. I hope that makes sense. So check in with your own heart. Is this actually meaningful? Is it meaningful to me? Is it beneficial to me? Do I find it fulfilling and satisfying? The people that are involved in this situation, is it going to be meaningful and satisfying to them? And not just look good on paper, not just be successful by however you want to measure that, like, I don't know, earn money, I don't know, something like that. Go a little deeper. and it might, this process might be a bit of a challenge for you. But you've got it. Just go a bit deeper. Roll with it. It's time. It's going to happen anyway, whether you like it or not. You've got a chance to reflect, step back, look at things from a bigger perspective. And yeah. I hope that was helpful, Aries. I hope that wasn't too harsh. I'm just reading the cards, don't shoot the messenger, and I say this all in love. Let's have a quick look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely going to feel a little disillusioned for a time. You're definitely going to feel discombobulated for a time. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a battle of heart and mind, and yeah, let's just say that. There's a battle of heart and mind going on. But you've got it. You've got it. Like I said before, just take the blinkers off. You're not just trying to achieve the goal. See the bigger picture. Change your vision. Be prepared to pivot. You're going to go in a new direction, a new passion, and it's going to be something that it doesn't just look good on paper. It's going to be fulfilling for you and fulfilling for the people around you. Because you're in this wonderful leadership position, and you are a wonderful leader. So just roll with it. It'll be okay. All right, my Aries. Let me know if this resonated. I would love to hear your feedback. Leave some comments below. If you'd like to support me, hit like, hit subscribe. I also do personal readings. You can find the details in the description box below. Otherwise, my loves, I'll see you next time.